Ashtray full of yesterday. Clock don't tick, it bleeds. Some goodbyes don't say a word. They just sit beside you and smoke. Cigarettes burn like seconds. Slow death between my hands. Your shadow's still on the wall, like it don't understand. You packed your silence neatly, left your perfume in the air. I learned some doors don't slam, baby, they just stay open there. I practiced all the speeches, every line, every cry, but my mouth stayed loyal to the coward called goodbye. Cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes fill this room with smoke. Words we never dared to say still got me by the throat. Cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes burn slower than lies. We didn't break, we just faded in cigarette and unsaid goodbyes. Your name still shakes my coffee every time I pour it black. Love here don't die from screaming, it dies when you don't fight back. We smile like grown-up strangers, played strong, played wise, but pride is just fear wearing a bitter disguise. They say silence keeps the peace, but peace don't keep you warm. It just leaves you freezing while the storm stays calm. Cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes still dancing in my chest. I keep inhaling memories I should have let rest. Cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes, no winner, no alibi. Just two hearts choking slowly on cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes. My voice, I chose my pride. I let the smoke talk for me, let time decide. I called it being strong, called it being a man, but courage was standing right there, and I never took its hand. us into a room, cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes taught me a hard truth inside. The words you never say, my love, are the ones that never die. Cigarettes and unsaid goodbyes still burning, still alive. I should have spoken before the fire died. Cold hands don't shake anymore, they just remember. Funny how regret is the warmest thing I own. Cold hands in my pockets, walking home alone. The city hums in minor keys, like it knows what I've done. I held you like a stranger, afraid to hold you tight. Some men freeze in summer, just to feel in winter nights. I said I needed distance, called it space to breathe. Didn't know I was just stepping away from me. Cold hands, warm regrets, still burning in my chest. I let the moment slip away and blamed it on the mess. Cold hands, warm regrets, some fires don't ignite, they just glow forever in the quiet of the night. Your name fogs up my window every time it rains. Love don't scream when it's dying, it just whispers pain. I learned how to stay composed, how to never beg. But pride's a code that fits real well till you feel the cold inside your neck. It taught me how to stand tall, never show the ache. No one taught me how to choose what was worth the break. Cold hand, warm regrets, still knocking on my door. I keep pretending I don't hear them, like I haven't before. Cold hands, warm regrets, a love I didn't fight, Some goodbyes don't shout, they just stay quiet. I blame the weather, blame the time, blame the weight of years. But truth don't wear a heavy coat, it just stands here clear. I wasn't cold because of fate or the nights I met. My hands were cold because I was scared of feeling something I couldn't forget. Cold hands, warm regrets still teach me how to feel. Pain's the proof that something here was honest, raw and real. Cold hands, warm regrets. If I could rewrite the night, I choose to feel the burn over being right. Cold hands, warm regrets. One stayed numb, one never left.
I don't chase the bottle, it follows me home. Funny how the darkest things never walk alone. Whiskey on my breath tonight, like a truth I'll never say. I drink to blur the edges, the choices that won't fade. Every glass reflects a man I almost recognize. I told myself it's just a habit, just a way to sleep. But the night keeps score of the promises I couldn't keep whiskey in my shadow. Wherever I go, it don't lead the way, it just follows me home. Whiskey in my shadow, knows my tone. I don't drink to forget my friend, I drink so I don't feel alone. Your goodbye still sweats on glass every time I pour. Love here doesn't shatter loud, it leaks out on the floor. They say pain gets softer if you drown it slow. But pain swims real well in the things you don't let go. I learned how to laugh it off, how to keep control. But control's just fear with a better cold whiskey in my shadow. Dancing with regret, every toast I make tonight is a debt I haven't paid yet. Whiskey in my shadow, cold familiar friend. It knows every version of me I pretend isn't there. I blame the nights, I blame the past, blame the weight I carry, but whiskey never hurt me, no. It just stood where love should have been. Turns out the bottle wasn't the problem, it just filled the space. Left behind by words I swallowed and courage I misplaced. whiskey in my shadow.
I tried loving safe, tried loving clean, but every heart I touched left a mark on me. I loved with open hands in rooms that locked the door, gave pieces of my future to someone asking for more. They say love heals the broken, makes you feel whole again. But love don't come with bandages, it comes with where you've been. I used to count the nights I survived the fall. Now I count the scars that proved I loved it all. I never loved without a scar, never touched without a mark. Every kiss left evidence, every flame left dark. I never loved without a scar. No matter who you are, if you felt it deep and honest, you never loved without a scar. I stayed when I should have walked, walked when I should have stayed. I learned love ain't about being right, it's about what you're brave to say. Your name still fits my silence, like it never left my skin. Some loves don't end in closure, they just teach you how to live within. They call it heartbreak, like something snapped in two. But hearts don't really break, my love, they just remember you. I never loved without a scar. Some bleed, some fade to white, some hurt when it's raining, some hurt in quiet nights. I never loved without a scar, but I won't curse the pain. Every scar's a signature, love that wasn't fake. I used to wish I'd love less, stay cold or stay clean. But loveless hearts don't heal faster, they just don't feel anything.
But the scars weren't failures, they were proof I stayed. I didn't lose myself in loving, baby. I just paid what love demands. I never love without a scar. If loving leaves a sign, then every mark upon my heart means I was alive. Never loved without a scar. Never lived without a mark.
I was taught if you're gonna bleed, do it where no one's watching. I straightened my tie in a cracked mirror, smile like nothing's wrong, walk past echoes of yesterday like I've already moved on. They think silence means I'm winning, that calm means I'm free. They don't hear the walls I carry when the room goes empty. Pain don't always raise its voice. Sometimes it learns control. The deepest cuts I ever had never touched my clothes. A gentleman bleeds quietly behind a steady hand. He pays his dues in private like a disciplined man. A gentleman bleeds quietly, no drama, no plea. The louder the smile he's wearing, the deeper the bleed.
I learned early how to lose without breaking my stance, how to take a loaded goodbye and still ask her to dance. Some battles aren't meant for winning, just surviving with grace. You don't show your weakest moments in a crowded place. They confuse composure with a heart made of stone. But stone still cracks in winter, just not where it's shown. A gentleman bleeds quietly, a jaded regret. He remembers every promise, he never forgets. A gentleman bleeds quietly, learns to disagree with the urge to fall apart in front of everybody. I used to think this silence was fear dressed in pride, but it's courage that stays standing when it wants to cry. Turns out strength ain't shouting or proving who's right. It's choosing not to spill your soul on every fight. A gentleman bleeds quietly, but he bleeds just the same. He carries his damage like a well-earned name. A gentleman bleeds quietly and still walks tall. Not because he feels nothing, but because he feels it all. Bleeds quietly, walks steadily, a gentleman.
Midnight breeze through broken street lights, neon bleeds on my shoes. I learned one thing from this city, baby: it never says sorry, it just keeps walking. I shook hands with the cold concrete, learned my name from the rain. Every promise here comes wrapped in rusted chains and pain. I loved hard, I loved wrong, in rooms that smell like lies. This town taught me early, dreams don't come with alibis. I waited for mercy, it never showed its face. Just sirens humming lullabies in an unforgiving place. The city never apologized, it just watched me fall. Neon saints with broken eyes don't pray for me at all. The city never apologized for the blood it baptized. I learned how to survive when the city never apologized. I wore silence like a second skin, tailored tied with pride. Smile through cracked mirrors, where the truth learned how to hide. Love here tastes like whiskey, burns slow then disappears. Every kiss was just a loan, paid back in years. They say time heals everything, but time just taught me this: some wounds don't want forgiveness, they just want to exist. The city never apologized, just turned and dimmed the lights, left me dancing with my shadow every lonely night. The city never apologized, no matter how hard I tried. I buried hope in alleyways where goodbye learned how to die. And the city looked back at me. I blame the streets, I curse the signs, but I chose every
the stage with echoes and disguises. It never broke my heart, baby. I did. I just realized it. With my reflection in the smoke and truth, the city never apologized, but neither will I. I learned how to stand alone without asking why. The city never apologized. The city never apologized. But I forgave myself tonight.
Midnight breeze through broken street lights, neon bleeds on my shoes. I learned one thing from this city, baby, it never says sorry. It just keeps walking. I shook hands with the cold concrete, learned my name from the rain. Every promise here comes wrapped in rusted chains and pain. I loved hard, I loved wrong, in rooms that smell like lies. This town taught me early, dreams don't come with alibis. I waited for mercy, it never showed its face. Just sirens humming lullabies in an unforgiving place. The city never apologized, it just watched me fall. Neon saints with broken eyes don't pray for me at all. The city never apologized for the blood it baptized. I learned how to survive when the city never apologized.
I want silence like a second skin, tailored tight with pride. Smile through cracked mirrors where the truth learned how to hide. Love here tastes like whiskey, burns slow, then disappears. Every kiss was just a loan, paid back in years. They say time heals everything, but time just taught me this: some wounds don't want forgiveness, they just want to exist. The city never apologized, just turned and dimmed the lights, left me dancing with my shadow every lonely night. The city never apologized, no matter how hard I tried. I buried hope in alleyways where goodbye learned how to die. Then I looked into the mirror, and the city looked back at me. I blamed the streets, I cursed the signs, but I chose every step, every crooked line. Turns out the city's just a stage with echoes and disguises. It never broke my heart, baby. I did. I just realized it. The city never apologized, and now I don't need it to. I made peace with my reflection in the smoke and truth. The city never apologized, but neither will I. I learned how to stand alone without asking why. The city never apologized. The city never apologized.
Midnight don't look back, it don't explain, it don't owe me nothing, and I stopped asking his name. I waited on street corners like hope might miss a train, but midnight never promised me anything but rain. I shook hands with the silence, learned patience from the dark. Some men chase the sunrise, some of us make peace with scars. I used to beg the clock for one more chance to breathe. Now I let the seconds pass like strangers who don't see me. Midnight owes me nothing, I already paid the price. With every dream I bury and every roll of dice, midnight owes me nothing. No love, no alibi. I stopped knocking on this door, and somehow I survived. The moon don't judge my choices, it just hangs and listens close, while ghosts of old decisions pour another silent toast. I loved like I was leaving, I left like I was brave, but bravery's just fear with better words to say. They told me time would heal me, but time just pulled the thread. Now I wear my memories like suits the dead once bled. Midnight owes me nothing, not a kiss, not a sign. I learned peace ain't finding answers, is learning how to decline. Midnight owes me nothing, still it sits by my side like an old friend who never spoke but never lied. I thought the night abandoned me, left me cold and blind, but midnight wasn't empty, no, I was running from my own mind. Turns out the dark ain't cruel, it just don't pretend. It shows you who you are when nobody's watching, friend. Myself the truth that I stood tall.
Neon lights don't blink,
they just stare. They've seen me at my worst and never said a prayer. Neon lights on empty streets paint my face in red. They saw me swear I'd change my ways, then crawl back instead. I walk past bars like open wounds, each one knew my name. The city keeps a better record than guilt or shame. I lied to mirrors, lied to God, lied to anyone who'd listen. But those lies kept humming softly, like they knew where I'd been. Neon lights know my sin. They don't judge, they just glow. Every wrong turn I ever took still walks beside me slow. Neon lights know my sins. Every truth I outearned. They light the path I never chose, and the man I never became. Temptation, like it owed me rent. Called addiction bad luck, called regret accident. Your face still flickers in the glass of every late night drink. Love don't leave all at once, it fades faster than you think. They say the past is over, just dust beneath your shoes. But dust still chokes your breathing if you never move. Neon lights know my sin better than my friends. They saw me trade tomorrow for another dead end. Nobody's built to last. I blame the night, I blame the street, blame the hunger in my veins. But the truth don't hide in neon, baby. It lives behind my name. The lights never tempted me, they just showed the cost. Every sin was a choice I made, every soul I lost. From the glow all night, never change the truth. Neon lights know my sin, but they don't own my skin. I can walk through the red tonight and still choose who I've been. Neon light, know my sin. what comes next.
Polished shoes don't squeak, they glide. Funny how they shine best when something underneath is dyed. I walk clean through crowded rooms, like nothing ever touched my hands. My shoes reflect the chandelier, like I followed every plan. But the floor remembers footsteps that mirrors choose to lose. Every climb leaves something bleeding on polished shoes. For the finish, not the weight of the race. They don't ask what you stepped on to stand in this place. Blood stains on polished shoes, shining under light. We look like men who did it right, just dressed for the night. Blood stains on polished shoes, no witness, no news. Success don't wash his hands, my friend, it just changes shoes. Shook hands with opportunity, didn't feel the knife. Called survival necessary, called sacrifice life. Some names don't make the headlines, some faces fade too soon. History loves the winners, not the ones beneath the shoe. They say ambition's harmless, just hunger dressed in dry. But hunger don't ask permission when it wants to survive. Blood stains on polished shoes, hidden in plain sight. We toast a clean consciences in borrowed white. Blood stains on polished shoes, every step leaves a bruise. You don't outrun the truth, my friend, it walks with you. It's on the man who keeps on walking in polished shoes. I finally see them clear. They don't fade with distance or another year. Blood stains on polished shoes. So tonight I choose to stand still long enough my shoes. Bloodstains on polished shoes. You can shine the leather, but truth still moves.
Smoke, don't ask questions. It just stays. Funny how the things that kill you slow are the ones that learn your name. Smoke curls like an old friend, knows the lines on my face. It follows me through empty rooms, never rushes, never waits. I tried to quit my habits, tried to wash away the stain, but every night the smoke comes back, whispering my name. I told myself this was temporary, just something to get me through. But comfort wears familiar faces when loneliness feels true. Smoke learns my name every time I break. It knows when I'm pretending and when my hands still shake.
Some habits don't need introductions, they just learn your name. Ashtray full of conversations I was too afraid to start. I burned the words I never said just to keep my chest from falling apart. Your ghost still sits beside me in the glow of dying flame. Love left quicker than the smoke, but regrets stay the same. They say time replaces everything, finds better ways to cope, but time just taught me patience, not how to live without my name, knows my favorite lies. It knows I say I'm doing fine with tired, borrowed eyes. Smoke learns my name better than my friends. It never asks me who I was or how this song will end. But truth tastes bitter, baby. I was addicted to the pain. The smoke don't hold me hostage, it just shows me who I am. A man who fears a quiet room more than an open hand. My name, but it don't own my breath. I can let it fade into the dark or follow it to death. Smoke learns my name, but tonight I choose the flame that lights the truth inside my chest, not the smoke that learned my name. Smoke learns my name. But I'm learning mine.
Some lies feel like silk on the skin, soft enough to sleep in. True feels like iron you gotta carry. She spoke in velvet sentences, I wore them like a coat, warm enough to stop the cold, thin enough to choke. Every promise slid so easy, didn't wrinkle, didn't bruise. Silk lies don't leave fingerprints, they just change your views. Comfort makes a better prison than bars you can see. I stayed because it felt so good, not because it set me free. Silk lies and heavy truths, one lets you breathe, one makes you choose. Silk lies and heavy truths, soft words, brutal proof. I slept so well inside the lie till truth walked in my boots. I learned the weight of honesty by what it broke in me. Truth don't knock or ask permission, it just takes a seat. The mirror didn't raise its voice, didn't curse or shout, it just stood there holding everything I try to live without. They say the truth will set you free, nobody says when. Sometimes freedom costs you every place you've been. Silk lies and heavy truth, one feels kind, one feels cold, one keeps your hands clean, one takes control. Silk lies and heavy truth, choose the pain you use. I held the lie like medicine till truth became the cure. I blamed the word, blamed the night, blamed everything she said. But silk lies only work so well because I wanted them. Truth didn't come to hurt me, didn't come to prove me wrong. It came to ask how long I'd hide from what I knew all along.
take the weight tonight. I'd rather walk bent on the truth and stand straight in a lie. Silk lies and heavy truths, one fades, one stays. I don't need comfort anymore. I need a path I can face. Silk lies, heavy truths, one feels good, one feels true.
Some storms don't break the sky, they settle in your ribs. You don't hear them coming, you just learn how to live with it. I walk calm through loud rooms, nothing's out of place, but the storm behind my heartbeat leaving dents in my face. I learned how to breathe through pressure, smile when the ground still shakes. Some men scream when they're breaking, some men learn how to ache. I don't raise my voice anymore, don't need to make a sound. Everything I never said is shaking me underground. Slow thunder in my chest, rolling deep and low. You can't hear the damage, but I feel it grow. Slow thunder in my chest, no lightning, no arrest, just a quiet kind of chaos. Slow thunder in my chest. Your goodbye never shouted, it just leaned against my door. Love don't need an ending to leave a scar that roars. I wear control like armor, polished, clean, correct. But armor gets real heavy when it's built out of neglect. They say time calms the weather, turns storms into regret. But time just teaches patience, not how to forget. Slow thunder in my chest, still counting every mile. Between the man I had to be and the one behind the smile. Slow thunder in my chest, a debt I didn't choose. Some battles never end, they just change the rules.
blame my blood, I blame my past, blame the weight of men before. But the storm ain't in my chest, no, it's in the silence I adore. I call it strength, I call it calm. But calm can be a cage. Thunder doesn't want to hurt me, it just wants a place. Tonight I let it roll. I don't need to break the sky to finally feel whole. Slow thunder in my chest. If you hear it, understand. The quiet men you never fear are fighting loud inside, my friend. Slow thunder in my chest, still rolling, still on it is.
They clap for the smile, not the war behind it. Funny how victory looks quiet when you survive it. I had my doubts this morning, pressed them flat and clean. Walked into the daylight like I knew what victory means. They read my face like headlines, said, man, you're doing fine. But nobody reads the footnotes written between the lines. I learned applause don't ask questions, it just wants to show. So I gave them something polished they never needed to know. I smile like I'm winning, like the fight's already done, like I didn't lose myself just to become someone. I smile like I'm winning, let the world believe. Some victories look better when you don't let them see. Champagne tastes like pressure in a borrowed crystal glass. I shook hands with my reflection, said don't let the mirror ask. Every scar is well behaved, hidden under tailored skin. I learned how to exit burning rooms out smelling like the fire within. They say pain makes you stronger, makes a man stand tall, but nobody tells you what it costs to never fall. I smile like I'm winning while the night keeps score. Some battles don't leave bruises, they just ask for more. I smile like I'm winning is the role I play, 'cause breaking down in public never pays. Truth is, I wasn't chasing success, I was running from the sound of the man I used to be when nobody was around. When it kept me busy, kept the questions thin, but silence always waits for you when the lights go dim. Tonight I won't pretend. Some victories mean nothing if you lose yourself in the end. I smile like I'm winning, but here's the honest view. The bravest thing I ever did, stop lying to you. I smile like I'm winning, but I'm finally telling the truth.
They say hell is loud, but the devil I know prefers a drink and a dim red light. Neon dripping from the ceiling like a Thai confession. Smoke curls around my conscience, asking quiet questions. Piano cries in halftime, drums don't rush the night. Every note feels like a warning, dressed up sounding right. He don't knock, don't threaten, don't show his hand. He just pours you something strong and waits till you understand. The devil waits in jazz bars between the fifth and the truth, where the lights stay low and nobody's pure. The devil waits in jazz bars with patience, not force. He don't drag you to the fire, my friend. He lets you walk there, of course. Bartender don't judge nobody. He just wipes the glass. Seen more souls sell slowly than future sold fast. Every laugh sounds borrowed, every smile rehearsed. This room don't steal your innocence, it just reminds you you lost it first. Temptation ain't a stranger, it remembers your name. It knows exactly what you're missing and calls it a game. The devil waits in jazz bars in a three-piece grin. He don't promise heaven, just relief from where you've been. The devil waits in jazz bars till the clock stops caring. You don't feel the chains go on when the music's wearing. I kept looking for horns and fire, something easy to blame, but the devil never touched me. He just watched me choose the same. Every drink, every silence, every just one more scar. Turns out hell ain't beneath us, baby, it's wherever we are. But he don't own the door. You can leave your seat anytime, but he don't want more. The devil waits in jazz bars, but he ain't fate or fate's hand. He's just the echo of every choice. You don't take a stand. Jazz plays, glass swings, devil waits, choiceless.